Hello. So, in the first phase of this refactoring, I'm gonna basically change the code such that the key is only generated when I really need it. And my hypothesis is that I'm gonna only need it when I access when I export the data. Why? Because while it is not exported, the question basically is referred by its internal ID in the database. Okay, and as I told you, this is a good identifier. But once I export it and import it again, maybe if I reload the database, for instance, these IDs change, so they are not reliable in that situation. So I need to have this key. So what I really need to do now is to understand if my hypothesis is correct. And what I'm going to do basically is to see who invokes getKey. And to do it, I use these find usages in IntelliJ, and I can see who actually invokes it. So you see that is invoked in the context of the import export. Look in this context, is invoked in this context, in that context. Though then it's invoked in the context of the domain, where, well, I have a situation here in the question service. I have a situation where I use it when I upload an image. So, well, my hypothesis is not completely true. I have this situation. Let's see if I have more situations. I have one here when I have a question. Okay, but this is in the code that I've already changed in the context of this refactoring that I'm going to explain to you soon. Then I have these in the situation of question DTO. Okay, when I create a question DTO, I just generate a key. Well, that's another situation that I need to deal with. And in the test. So let's go for this one first. This, I think I don't really need it because I'm sending these question DTOs to the interface. And in the interface, I don't need the keys because I'm going to use the ID. So let's remove it from here. So when I generate a question DTO, I don't need the key. Good. So the other situation is a bit more complex and is basically when I do this. So it means that I can generate questions. They do not have key. They will have key when I export them. But if they have a figure, okay, I need an image. I need to generate a key. Okay. So I'm gonna accept it. Then I will run tests to see if there's no problem in the performance. So how are you going to change it? What I've done? Basically, I went to this here and I removed to say that is unique. So it doesn't need to be unique anymore because it was too strong to be unique because the key would be unique for all the questions in all the courses. I only need to that it is unique for each course. And what I've done is some type of lazy evaluation that when I get the key, I see if the key is null, and if it is null, I generate the keys. So this get key is going to be invoked when I create an image and when I basically export the data. Okay. And what I'm going to do when I generate the keys, I could generate the key just for this situation, but it's nice to do if I'm going to basically to find what is the max key and then I'm just generate new keys. So it's a good idea that basically I do it for all. So in terms of performance, in that moment, instead of doing for a single question, I can do it for all the questions that do not have key. So what I'm going to do, basically, I go to the course, I get all the course executions, I generate a stream, I filter the ones which key it's different from null, and then I get the key and I get the max using the comparing. Okay, and if there's no max, it means that all the keys have basically are null. I just said that is 0. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the same. I go to the course executions. I get the keys that are null, and I generate a list of null key questions. Okay. And then for each one of the null key questions, I basically add a new key. Okay. So by doing this, I can, what I've done in the quiz service, when I basically, in the question service, when I create a question, okay, I don't look for the max anymore. So I remove that code. I just create a question, and the key of this question will be null. So no problem about that. Good. And that's it. So what I can do now, I can just run these tests to see if everything is working. Okay, the export tests. Then I run all the tests. Okay, and then I run the JMeter tests of getting the questions to see if or of creating questions to see if the performance improved. Okay, which I think at least I will not have conflicts anymore, because basically what happens is that I'm not going to find the max key in that moment. Okay. Actually, then I could write a JMeter test to see what happens when I add an image. But look, when I add an image, the difference from the previous code is that now I just try to find unique in the context of the course, so there are less conflicts. Okay, the max key number in terms of the course, not of all the database. So there are less, and another thing that is, I don't that frequently. So the number of times I upload a picture for a question is I don't know. Most of the questions do not have pictures. So look, I'm looking at the profile of use so that I can see what I need to really optimize. So look, the test passed. And actually, I generate everything okay. So the key is 1. So it generates a key 1, because if you look, I don't have a key here. So I create the question DTO and no key there. Okay. So basically, it's working okay. And then I could run the JMeter tests. So this was the first optimization. Okay. See you. No, sorry, the first refactoring. See you in a while for the second one.